Pokemon is no stranger to winter, the holidays, and yes, Christmas. And we're going to dive into our favorite locations in Pokemon that'll make you want to get cozy by the fire and open up some presents. Kanto is a tough region to start in, as we don't really have a proper winter location other than perhaps Lorelei's Elite Four room or something like that. The Seafoam Islands could be a candidate here, as it's definitely cold enough, but it seems like kind of a meh location here. We can do better for Kanto. Although it's not the coldest place in Kanto, I'm going to pull a wild card and say I'd like to spend my Kanto Christmas in Vermilion City's Pokemon fan club. Because who doesn't want to be around a bunch of Pokemon fans for the holidays?
No, God, please!
Also, once in a while, we'll go on cruises over Christmas, so the SSN could float our boat. Okay, but because we went warm here, I'm going to make sure that the rest of the places on our list today are below freezing. Hey, I'm from the Northeast US, so if it's not cold, it's not Christmas. Gen 2, the generation with Delibird, probably the most obvious Christmas reference in all of Pokemon. Did you know that while it may be a coincidence, Delibird's national dex number is 225? Sounds like somewhat of a reference to Christmas, with 1225 being the date of the holiday, of course. Ice Path is an obvious pick for Johto, and the home of our present-throwing friend, but only in Pokemon Silver and Crystal for some reason. Apparently Pokemon Gold hates Christmas. Miltank probably makes some great eggnog though.
Yep.
Red seems to think Mount Silver, which is of course the Mount Fuji of Pokemon, is a good spot to settle down for the holidays. If you're about solitude for Christmas, then Mount Silver might just be your spot. Plus the battle against Red is like the greatest Christmas gift that Game Freak could ever give us Pokemon fans, so it's genuinely the coolest sequel moment of all time. I challenge you, name a better sequel moment. Also, shout out to Shiny Stantler, as it's got a red nose. I mean, come on, can't get more Rudolph than that.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide these nuts?
Going over to Hoenn, I mean, just look at Watson, man. I know he's a busy guy and all, but with Mauville City being like a big indoor shopping mall city, our boy could be a mall Santa on a Paul Blart level. Ditch the Manectric and go for a Delibird, my guy. I'm telling you, you'll go places. Dang, I probably missed some really good Black Friday sales on bikes in Mauville, though. Unlike those rip-offs in Kanto. Hoenn doesn't even give Regice a proper icy room to catch it in. So are we out of places to look in Hoenn? Well, no. There's one hidden deep of the corner of the Hoenn map. Yes, under all that water. Shoal Cave has an ice room that's only accessible during low tide, which is between 3 and 9 a.m. or 3 and 9 p.m. Fun fact, this is literally in reference to the hands on an analog clock being on the low side between 3 and 9. Anyhow, there's some fun ice skating in this room, so we'll let that be the reason we choose Shoal Cave's ice room for our Hoenn Christmas. You can't have Christmas without some skating. Hopping over to the region with arguably the coldest average temperatures and the most wintry vibes, Snover and Abomasnow could be seen as Sinnoh's references to Christmas trees. Almost, I guess. Right? But where we're going, we don't need trees yet. First for Christmas, we'll stop by Hardhome City for our service dedicated to Bidoof because he's the reason for the season. Sinjo Ruins is a sleeper pick for similar reasons, as Arceus in the Creation Trio must be some part of the Sinnoh Christmas lore, right? Snowpoint City and Snowpoint Temple seem like they'd be popular picks for this, but I don't like that I can't ride my bike at all here. Gotta get those snow tires, man.
And this dick.
Lake Acuity is also a snowy wonderland. Man, Sinnoh has some great picks for these colder areas. Even the tip of Mount Coronet has some snowy peaks if you're the climbing type. You're gonna need like 7 HMs to get up there though, or 1 Bibarel, one of the good changes in BDSP. Speaking of BDSP, even the Grand Underground could be considered here if we're including the Icy Cave hideaways. But listen here, I'm making my choice for one reason here in Sinnoh: music. I'm a music guy and I can't help it. Listen to this. Funny enough, Route 216 has some seemingly random dates throughout the year where it can snow and or blizzard on the day. Both Route 216 and 217 have a little house we can visit to withstand our Sinnoh Christmas blizzards. But if we're getting real specific, I'm choosing the Route 216 house, which I never knew was actually called the Snowbound Lodge, which is a very welcoming lady who allows us to rest our Pokemon whenever we need to. Shiny hunting for a female Snorunt and keeping warm in the lodge. Sounds like a great Sinnoh Christmas. Hey yeah, big big America shout out to the guy in Opelucid City who hands out a scarlet hat, big bag, fluffy beard, and a present in Pokemon Black, White, Black 2, and White 2. He's really keeping the spirit of old Saint Nick alive in Unova. You might think Icarus City would be a strange pick if you've seen it in the summer. It doesn't look cold at all, and we're dreaming of a white Christmas here in Unova. But fear not, because you're in the one Pokemon game that has a rotating seasonal mechanic. In December's holiday season, we'll bury Icarus City in a thick layer of snow, making it the perfect location for your family festivities. I'm sure Castelia City has a nice hotel to go to after a couple of days and maybe even a New Year's celebration or something. Will the ball drop? Ooh, Beartic could bring us some tasty Castelia cones. You can find Regigigas with that thing. Could be very festive to grab a sleigh and have a bunch of wintry Sawsbuck pull it, if you're playing your DS in the right month to find one. In Kalos, Lumiose City is probably popping at Christmas. I mean, it's the city of light and all. I'm really hoping ZA adds a lot more detail to put a definitive stamp on this. But as far as the rest of Kalos goes, Route 17 wins the fun battle at least. Riding a Mamoswine through some deep snow is one of the most fun things Game Freak has ever come up with. And I know the mechanic wasn't executed the best, it doesn't end up being the most fun, but hey, it's like an introduction to what ride Pokemon end up being in Gen 7 and beyond. Mamo is one of my favorite Pokemon, and having a whole route dedicated to my boy just screams Christmas fun. But no, I really don't want to spend my whole Christmas in a pile of snow. The Frost Cavern would be what the Isolationist would pick here, but at least you'd have an Abomasnow or make that a Mega Abomasnow to hang out with. Plus some fun skating, talked about that earlier. Did every generation have a skating puzzle up until this point? Shout out to Wolfric, who also seems like he could be a pretty good mall Santa, just like we mentioned with Watson earlier. For the sake of being around Wolfric, some infrastructure, and proximity to one of my favorite locations, that being the Pokemon Village that old mall Santa Wolfric could show me around, let's go with Snowbell City for our Kalos Christmas. Bonus shout out to Snowbell City for that one Easter egg Jubilife OST in the Pokemon Center. This theme is a bop. I feel like a Dandy or Star Cut Furfrou would be a great pal for Christmas, along with a nice cup of hot chocolate while I kick my feet up on the end table. Okay, Alola is the Christmas vacation spot. They even gave us Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales, and both give off some major Christmas vibes. Poke Hawaii is definitely where you'd go if you'd got some dough to blow over the holidays. Not the coldest place to go, so if we're going to make it cold like we promised, we're gonna have to put on our hiking boots and hunt for the abominable snowman himself. Or maybe a stoner grandpa. Or a dead Necrozma. What are we, back in Gen 5? Mount Lanakia is the place for all of this adventure. And if you need some snacks before you go, you could even stop by the haunted 7-Eleven. It's on the same island. Did you know that Mount Lanakia is the first and only Victory Road to have the anime mention it? Crazy that the anime wouldn't have done more with such cool locations over the years, but at least they started now. Gen 8 and Galar did bring us some good options. Zen Mode Galarian Darmanitan is the perfect Christmas representation in Pokemon. And Ice-Q doesn't fall short either. More of a Happy Feet vibe though. Galarian Mr. Mime too. Even Mr. Rhyme, while ugly, gives off some real Christmassy vibes. Kind of sketchy too though. Gen 8 really brought the winter energy. Sirchester gives off even stronger winter vibes. More so in Pokemon Shield, I guess, when Melanie is present, as Pokemon Sword gets rid of her for a rock type gym, really killing the icy winter vibe here. Looking back on these though, I did really enjoy those gym puzzles. I mean, come on, those were fun. It would feel great to grab a cup of Sinistea at Bob's Your Uncle, even with the propaganda that Sonia pointed out on the walls. So if we're going for the most cost-effective option, we just stay there. But this is our first region with DLC, so we've unlocked some more areas for us to look at. While the Isle of Armor doesn't give us much in terms of wintry spots, the Crown Tundra gives us many locations to choose from. Freezington in particular is the spot I'd like to be. It's such a nice town with nice lodges and a lot of stuff to do, really. More than some Pokemon towns. Max Raid Dens alone give us access to the most legendaries up until Generation 8, so we'll have plenty of things to do between our farming, horseback riding, gift giving, peony questing, and more. A Galar Christmas indeed, coming at you for the low price of $90. Or who am I kidding? $180, because I know you bought both versions of the game, and so did I. Congratulations. While we're done with Sword and Shield, we're not quite done with Gen 8. BDSP has... Legends Arceus gave us a beautiful reprise of Route 216, that being the Alabaster Icelands. Waterfalls, icy caves, high mountains, and low plains, plenty of alpha Pokemon to catch and outbreaks to shiny hunt in. Plus, get this, it's the only place in Legends Arceus you can go without having to see Paris. Let's go! I hate that guy. They even brought back a special edition end table for my hot chocolate in Hisui. How nice of Game Freak to think, whoa, they gave us an XL version of it too. But I think it's a little dangerous for me to officially recommend you to spend your Hisui Christmas in this wild, dangerous area. Kogita's hideout looks like it would be a cozy place to settle down for the holidays, as does Jubilife Village, even though the seasons never change, so no snow. Let's go with Kogita's, as I always love me some good Christmassy lore dumps, and I'm sure she's got plenty. Now on to Pokemon's big splash into the open world era of Generation 9. Glaseado Mountain stands alone as the winter place to be here. I'm sure some of Paldea's finest travelers and tourists from all around the region come here at Christmas time. Glaseado, the town, leaves some to be desired though. And of course that gym challenge that has so much untapped potential, yet controls worse than Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games and even Sonic Adventure's Ice Cap snowboarding. If we're picking a specific town, then I guess we've got to pick Montenevera, as it's a Basque-inspired town complete with ski resorts, mountain views, chandeliers, and rap battles.
Dude, trying to battle with me, rip you in front of your crew like it didn't happen to me.
Hey, Arboliva kind of seems like she'd make a good wreath, no? Imagine it with little shiny Smoliv ornaments. Also, the polar biome in Blueberry Academy's terrarium could have been an option, although I'm sure they're on break for the holidays. You can't make students come to school over Christmas. All right. One bonus location. Did you know that the North Pole exists in Pokemon? Well, not the games, but at least the anime. Shout out to the anime fans out there. Holiday Hijinks was wild. Santa himself actually appears in 4 episodes of the anime to this point. He's probably in more episodes than some of the other main series characters you'd expect. Probably love to do a video on that next year. Maybe that'll be my Christmas video for 2025. Anyhow, happy holidays to all of you, and thanks for the best present of all.
Money!
No. Making it to the end of this video and helping to tell the YouTube algorithm it's a good one by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. It's the greatest gift you can give your boy here. I can't believe the growth of this channel in the last few months, and I'm so grateful for everyone who's been in the comments saying that they can't believe this channel doesn't have more views and subs. We'll get there, guys. Next goal, 5K. We can do this. Hit that sub button. Come on, do it. And if you do, I hope you get a Switch 2 for Christmas, even if they haven't announced it yet. But of course, all I want for Christmas is the shiny sound back in Legends Z8. Bring back the sound. Bring back the sound.